Tomorrow marks the 10th annual Garden Day celebration, and what began a decade ago as a small festivity of gardens has now grown into a nationwide movement, inspiring millions to step outside and just reconnect with green spaces. This anniversary offers the perfect moment to reflect not only on the journey so far, but also on the trends shaping the way that we garden today. But perhaps to share a little bit more, we're going to be joined by Babylonstoren's Master Gardener, Gundula Deutschländer. Gundula, very good morning. Thank you for joining us. I know you're joining us via hybrid this morning.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. It's a wonderful weekend for us, so I'm happy to share.
Yes, well, I know that this garland, of course, is just a teaser of the gift that, we get through gardens. And I wonder if we could look at how tomorrow, in fact, now marking a decade of Garden Day, what the journey's been like, how it's grown as well, and why this day continues to resonate so strongly with South Africans alike.
Well, Garden Day initially started 10 years ago, celebrating people's backyards and their balconies and the grandparents. But we can really see how it's grown, particularly in communal fashion. I think urban spaces needing green hubs is valuable. People wanting to have more food security and getting together and growing things to ensure that there's healthy food to have. Plant parents, of course, the millennials and the Gen Zs, they're all kind of in love with their little plant parents, the plant pots that they have at home and seeds sharing and swapping cuttings. So I think that also the more we live in a polarized environment and are dehumanized by things, like AI intervening and the fear of grabbing our jobs, we're trying to find things that can just root us to our foundations, and our connection with nature is just so healing.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you.
The answer.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's such a good reminder, poignant reminder. And I'm even just looking at the evolution of what some of the trends are, right? So when you're shaping gardening today, but even just the incorporation of rooftop spaces, because it's about reimagining spaces as well, right? There's the incorporation of microgreens, greens that transport pavements as well, rooftops into hubs. Can you also share a little bit more about that journey and evolution?
It's a creativity. So, I mean, imagine if people left the world, how quickly will nature come back again? But we want to encourage this relationship with nature. And so whichever space you have, no matter how big or small, you can really green it up. Roofs are challenging because you need water up there. But if one cleverly figures out how to do that, and soil improvement and making your own compost, I think is the gem of it all. So I think we're challenged with our own environment, but we want to have this greenness in. So whatever space people have, and the rooftop, if it's available and it's the only available space, claim it, make it your own.
Yeah. Well, Gundula, I also want to bring in another factor that you mentioned, but perhaps play devil's advocate and look at how AI apps and irrigation apps are actually helping to also, make gardening smarter, perhaps be used as a tool as well. Anything you can add on that front?
Yeah, well, I think there's so many schools that are donated trees, and there are municipality projects where they're planting trees in the streets. But often those trees just end up dying if they don't get irrigated properly. And so these AI tools are very beneficial. There can be probes that are in the ground, and they will alert people when the soil humidity is too low. And so it really assists in the kind of larger scale of things. I think our own small backyard gardens, this is still our own observations that are of extreme value. But when you're looking at a bigger project, these AI tools can be very beneficial.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Gundula, thank you for joining us. It's going to be interesting to see how people show up to celebrate Garden Day tomorrow. Gundula Deutschländer, Babylonstoren's Master Gardener, chatting to us virtually there, via telephone, about the 10th annual Garden Day, of course, taking place on Sunday, the 12th of October. You can see we've got our little garland here to join in on that action. But thank you to her for joining us. That's how we wrap up the first hour of the show. At the top of the hour, we'll be continuing with more news and updates, so do stay tuned.